Okay, have your attention, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday, June 21st. It's the longest day of the year. 15 hours and 22 minutes of sunlight today. Watch when you're driving west or east, look in the rear view mirror, it'll be right in your face. So with that, we have an agenda in the minutes to approve and some special session minutes also. So we have to include those, Jay.
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I'd make a motion to approve today's agenda. The minutes of June 13th, special session, and June 14th, regular session.
Okay, with that, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Old business.
I have none.
Okay. We're going to move right along to the county engineers line items, and Mary, they were running Smith late last night.
Yes, they were.
South of Doherty.
They poured the first footing on that bridge, and they're just, that project's going very well.
Yes.
The contractor's just moving it along, so we haven't had any problems there. And the project by North Springs is going fairly well. It's a little bit slower because they're doing a rehab project, so, but it's moving along. And then S14, with the rain we have, is now pushed back till Friday, and we'll just kind of see how this week goes. If we continue to get rain, then it'll probably be pushed back because there's hold in place contractor's schedule gets delayed on their other work, so I'm still waiting for them to come on in. Right now it's Friday. But that's all that we really have going on exciting in the road department. So I'll move to the second agenda item is for your authorization. It's the contract with Burning Rock Product from Decorah, Iowa, to do 90,000 ton rock crushing for our stockpile at Lehigh. The unit price is $3.199, or essentially $3.20, for a total contract amount of $287,910. And I just need you guys to authorize the chair to sign. The contract was already awarded a week or two ago.
Right, it's a good bidding process. And it was somewhat down recently.
Yes, this is a lot.
Circumstances warranted it. It surprised you, I understand.
Yes, I was very surprising. So good price. So.
Pleasantly surprised, I hope.
Yes. Yes.
Motion to approve and authorize the chair's signature.
Okay. It's been motioned and also seconded to authorize the chair to sign the contract for the rock crushing at the Lehigh stockpile. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. And should we go on, Mary, or is that?
That's all I have, unless
okay.
you guys have any questions.
No. If it keeps raining, dust control won't be an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Okay.
I hope it quits raining, but.
We'll be just moving along in the county auditor's line items. The first one is the claims.
Claims are before you do considerations.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I make a motion to approve claims, authorize your signature where appropriate.
Okay. I'll second that. All in favor to authorize the chair's signature on the claims?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Alrighty, payroll. We have our
payroll items.
Oh, okay. That'll be next week, I bet. We'll start our July 1st. Okay, drainage.
As far as drainage goes, I have just one report of a problem. We doubt that it's in a drainage district, but we think it's on county property. Half suspecting that you'd ask Larry Thurman to investigate to confirm, and if it was on county property, that we make recommendations to repair the problem. It's to be like a broken tile that we couldn't miss. In Lake Township, on county property. The report was from Chuck Morris.
Sure, Charlie. What about your, when you say county property in the dip, maybe? Or are we
No, actually county-owned property.
Oh, okay. Yes, okay.
Over in Lake Township.
Okay.
The description was a little bit vague. Barb was already talking to Larry Thurman about this. Just revisit it a little bit. They both believe it's on the county property based on the vague description. suspected you might want Larry to investigate
Yes.
it closer when he's out in the field, actually.
And with that, Jay, I'll so move to have Larry Fearman investigate this said problem at Lake Township Drainage.
Second.
Okay, it's been second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, any other line items in there for drainage? Okay, we have a cigarette permit for the market at Oakwood, and that's in Clear Lake.
All in order, I'd make a motion to approve and authorize the chair signature.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have number 5, resolution to approve the fiscal year 2011-12, and this is Department of Appropriations.
Heather prepares this, and this is the first set of appropriations for the new fiscal year. By resolution this morning.
Motion to approve resolution 2011, number 66.
Okay. Also second resolution number 66 for the appropriations for the fiscal year of 2011-12. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Anything else, Sandy, hidden underneath your stack there?
No.
Okay. And I bet you're ready, aren't you?
I am.
Okay.
The Treasurer's Office received notification from the U.S. Department of State that we are officially the Treasurer's Office in Cerro, Gordo County, a facility to accept passports. We're planning on doing a joint news release between the recorder and the treasurer on Wednesday or Thursday, just to allow us a little bit of briefing time, so we're ready to start taking applications. So I wanted you guys to know that we were going to be doing this for Cerro County.
Okay. We've spoke of this, and there were some new regulations all the way from Washington, I understand. And
From
we're gonna
Washington.
fulfill those.
Do you have anything we actually need to approve this morning, or is this just
No.
informational?
Yes, just information.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, Pat. So moving along, letter D under the agenda items here is consider resolution supporting the creation of a North Iowa Area Council of Governments Local Housing Trust Fund. And Joe, you get the lead on this, Mr. Meyer.
All right, we are trying to establish a local housing trust fund to serve Cerro County. Cerro County is the only county in north central Iowa that is not currently in a housing trust fund. The rest of the Niagara region is covered through Homeward, which is the utility RECs based out of Clarion. Currently, there's $2 million that becomes available through the real estate transfer tax that funds the state housing trust fund, and then that money is then distributed to the trust funds that are established throughout the state. The state legislature historically in the last couple of years has funded an additional $3 million to the trust fund. And so we're hoping, depending on what happens with the legislature and their budget, but we're looking at somewhere close to a $5 million statewide housing trust fund pool. Nyakog will have to establish its own 501c3, so we're starting that process of trying to get a board established. Once we are able to get our letters of support from the county we're starting with, and we will also then ask all the cities within the county to participate and provide letters of support for the establishment of the trust fund. It will allow us to provide housing assistance, repair, rehabilitation, emergency furnace, replacements to the very low individuals of the county. The money is 30% of the funding actually has to go to individuals at or below 30% of the county median income. So we're really targeting the very, very low residents of the county. If the funding is as expected, we're looking at about $84,000 coming to Cerro County. And once we get up and established, then we're going to invite the rest of our member governments if they want to join. And we have received some indication that several other counties will join into a NIACOG formed trust fund just because of the relationships we have and the board members representative. So the resolution before you today is just a resolution of support, creating that housing trust fund, and in the future we would like to have a Board of Supervisor representative be on that trust fund 501c3 board. So once we get our ducks in order, we'll be back before you asking if you would to make an appointment to our trust fund board. So
Okay. Thursday afternoon, was it? We played a little phone tag, and I
Yes.
had a chance to discuss that. He said some of the area counties are up and running, and don't want to mention, but some of them use it, some counties for a niche thing. Like some of them are all over furnace replacement, but there's a whole gamut of things you can use.
we can do rental repair, we can do a new construction, we can do you know, rehabs where we can just target roofs, we can target just furnaces, we can target windows, or a combination thereof.
Okay.
But the establishment of the Housing Trust Fund, the board will determine, we have to create a HAP. And that's a Housing Assistance Plan that we submit to the state of Iowa, to the Iowa Finance Authority, that approves how we expend those monies. And so that will be up to the board once we get established, and we're looking at a 6-member board of establishing what prioritization they want to see this money spent. So, and if we can expand beyond Cerro County and create a truly regional trust fund, we'll more than double the amount of dollars, because there's an allocation, a baseline allocation of $40,000 to a single county, and that jumps to $175,000 if it's a regional.
Okay.
And we only have to have 2 counties to have a regional, so we're looking very actively to bring an additional county in. And we've had indications of 4 of the counties that represent or are part of the NIACOG service territory wanting to participate, but we're not up and established yet. And so, and again, if the legislature does not fund this to the tune of $2 or $3 million on a statewide basis, we're looking at only about $20,000 to the county, and then it's just not cost effective for us to move forward.
Okay.
So, but this is get the ball rolling with your support.
One of the good things about this program, Joe, is that I know that you're going to coordinate with Community Action, which does a lot of weatherization work, furnace repair, and I know they can give you leads and parties that are in need of the type of installation of equipment that you...
Right, we're forming some of those relationships right now, and we're getting some memorandum of agreements. Community Action, as Jay's alluded to, has already said they would even take application intakes for us and give us the referrals. We have the same agreement with Elder Bridge, that there's a lot of senior low-income elderly that are in need of some of these emergency repairs, and there just is not a program out there that will address this. So this really meets a real niche.
All right. Well, with that, do you have any other questions?
No. Mr. Chairman, I move resolution 2011-67, the resolution supporting the creation of the Council of Governments Local Housing Trust Fund.
Okay, and also second resolution number 67, supporting the creation of a North Iowa Area Council of Governments Housing Trust Fund. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And you're on letter E too, but could we, for the sake of Tom, we're gonna move to your line item 945.
Okay.
And we have a change of zone request here, so you can have the floor, Tom.
James Stanton is requesting a rezoning from A1 to A2 on a 6-acre parcel in the southwest quarter of Section 8 of Doherty Township. The surrounding quarter section is under single ownership, and there's field access located from Thrush Avenue into the northwest corner of the southwest quarter near the half-section line. The Planning and Zoning Commission considered this request at their meeting on June 2nd and recommended approval of the rezoning, noting several nonconformities with the A2 district requirements. Basically what that means is if structures not conforming to the ordinance are destroyed or removed, they may not necessarily be able to be reconstructed in the same location as they are now.
Okay. With that backdrop information, we'll so open up the public portion of this hearing. Any comment from the public on this said zone change request? My only comment is probably the second or third ownership, since it's still considered the old Peterson farm, Peterson Ranch.
Mr. Chairman, hearing no comment from the public, I move to close the public portion of our hearing.
Okay, I'll also second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, then before us, we have a resolution to approve or deny the said zone change request for Stanton.
Mr. Chairman, I move resolution 2011 number 68, the approval of the change of zone for Stanton.
Okay. Also second resolution number 68 to approve the zone change requested from Mr. Stanton. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Does that conclude that portion, Tom?
Yes.
Okay. We'll move back to letter E. Back to you, Joe.
I don't have an agenda, but I'm assuming that's the
that's
amendment
you.
to
Yes.
the contract.
Yeah.
It is 08 DRH 202. This is the CDBG flood contract that we have received from the state of Iowa for disaster assistance. This is amendment number 6, and this is de-obligating some funds that came to our agency. We have fully met all our housing assistance for disasters, and so the state has asked unobligated funds to be given back, so we're amending the award down from $7.2 million, $7,206,006 to $6,619,430.
Okay.
So I think this is really procedural. Again, we have met the demand of the program. I think all homeowners have been assisted. The only activities that are really ongoing is the single-family new construction, where we're constructing, we're not constructing, but contractors are constructing new homes throughout several communities in North Iowa. And then the Disaster Assistance Fund assists with the 25% down payment on the purchase of those new homes that have been constructed. And those, we can go up to 100% of the county median income with the ceiling of the homes at $180,000. So we have 102 homes that we will be constructing in the course of the next couple of years. So this amendment does not affect that element that's still ongoing.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Chairman, at this time I'd make a motion to authorize your signature on the Community Development Block Grant modification, contract number 6.
Okay. And with that, I'll second that to authorize the chair to sign the Community Development Block Grant contract amendment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving along, letter F, the Fairgrounds Arena HVAC improvements. And we've,
Last week you held a public hearing on the bids and specs on the HVAC improvements, and Ed Weininger and I reviewed the results of the bid opening on that. The low bidder on the project was Mechanical Air with a bid of $207,000. Mr. Weininger has met and talked extensively with Mechanical Air about how that bid could be reduced and what items could be left off of the project, and Ed will explain that, and we've got a hard number now to put in the resolution to award the contract. So I'll turn it over to Ed.
Good morning. The most important thing is we've been able to reduce the price of the project, and we haven't been able to sacrifice quality or our goal of having improving energy efficiency for the system. So we've been able to reduce the price by $33,795. That will get us below the budget amount, although above our estimate amount. The major items are four. The anomaly is the sprinkler system. There was an error in the bidding of the sprinkler system for this project. We're just modifying the sprinkler system in the mechanical room, and the mechanical subcontractor thought this the entire sprinkler system. They're putting an entire new sprinkler system in the whole eastern side of that building. So we had a reduction of $21,975 with that. The temperature controls, we had planned on having that done by an independent subcontractor, and the contractor, Mechanical Air Systems, could do that themselves with a reduction of $6,140. We felt comfortable with that. When we bid the project, we bid a number of different boilers. And this particular, with the system, we had a storage tank in it, in the part of the boiler system. With this particular manufacturer, a storage tank was not necessary, so we're able to eliminate the storage tank for savings of $3,100. And then some of the piping was downsized from a 2.5 to 2 inch, and in the design of the system, it was sort of borderline whether you 2 or 2.5 inch. It was reassessed by our mechanical engineer, and he felt due to the length of the piping, which is relatively short, that going from 2.5 to 2 inch would be acceptable, and that saved $2,580. So with that savings, a total savings of $33,795, that would reduce the quote bid to $173,205. We have approximately $181,000 for the grant amount, so that would put us approximately $7,800 below the grant amount with that bid.
Okay. The sprinklers, that's just fire suppression?
You're right.
Oh, I didn't know if it was like, for the ice or sprinkle water.
The area that we're working at for the HVAC system is just that eastern section of the building. And in the lower half, it's all locker rooms.
Mm-hmm.
On the upper level, there's a mechanical room. There's a large multi-purpose room that overlooks the arena.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some restrooms and a training room out there.
Okay. All right. Any comment, other?
My recommendation would be to move forward with awarding the contract to Mechanical Air for $173,205.
Well, any questions, Jay, other than?
No, I think Ed spelled out pretty clearly how the savings have been acquired, and I'm comfortable with that. So with that, I'd make a motion to approve resolution 2011-69 for the bid to Mechanical Air for $173,205.
Okay, with that, I'll second resolution number 69 to approve the contract to Mechanical Air Company in the amount of $173,205. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well, aye. Thank you for the due diligence on the project, figuring all that out. We'll be moving along. We have a fireworks permit, actually two of them, for a Joseph Hickey and a John Matson.
Everything is in order.
Okay.
Both of those insurance liability coverages are in place.
Okay.
Both of the applicants have had permits before.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve both Mr. Hickey and Mr. Matson's application, given the fact they're all here and ready to be approved.
I'll second that to approve and authorize the chair's signature on the said fireworks permit for Hickey and Matson. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're going to keep moving along here. Agreements and contracts.
I have none.
Appointments, I think none. Now we have correspondence and communication. We have the mayor of Doherty, Lynn Nagel, and Tom Madden, which is representing the engineering firm on this proposed project. You guys have the floor on this. I might add quickly, our Globe Gazette ran an interesting article Sunday morning about the on-sewer communities through North Iowa. Doherty was mentioned.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't remember what the date was, but the DNR sent the city a letter stating that their collection system or the individual systems on site were having issues, and there was water quality problems and so on and so forth. This letter is real similar to 29 or 30 other letters they issued to everybody else in this particular region. They started out probably 2006 or 2007. Doherty just got theirs within the last 12 months. We're going through the procedure that the DNR is requesting, which means that they hire an engineer and they put together a report for alternatives to fix this perceived issue. And that's the point we're at right now. We've had a couple public hearings or public comment sessions with folks at Doherty to let them know what's going on. And we're to a point in their work where we have to finalize an engineering report. As part of this process, they need to look at all their options and things like that. And one of the things that they just want to do with you folks is just let you know that they've got this situation going on, and at some point in time they would like to potentially talk to you guys about some kind of involvement similar to what Swaledale and Missouri had. We're not asking that right now. We're just basically here to give you guys a quick update on where the project was and to give you a heads up that there's that potential. They still have some decisions to make internally on which way this project fits them best. And once those decisions are made, then it may be time to come talk to you folks with an official request for the same level of participation or whatever would be that was happened in Missouri and Swaledale. You guys, I know Phil's been at a bunch of these meetings and stuff like that, but Jay, do you got any questions about?
It's pretty similar to what we've run into with Portland, the community in Portland, and a number of these small unsewered communities across this area or across any place in the state are all being targeted, I know, by the DNR to be brought up to some type of standard. So this is really not a surprise.
Right.
Just
difference between Doherty and Portland, of course, that Doherty's incorporated Portland West.
Right.
But you're right, it's the same thing. And like I said, they hit 29 or 30 communities in our region. There's 5 DNR regions, and if you did the math on that, there's quite a few unserved communities that have been hit, in the last 4 years. There's a number of them that have progressed forward, and only because of the timing of the letter. When the letter first came out, USDA had more money than they have today, and projects were moving. Now things have slowed down considerably. That's really the only funding option that's available for any of these projects is USDA, and it seems like they're more and more stressed every year. And my interpretation of it is that they can fund 2, 3, maybe 4 of these large projects a year. And again, statewide, that's a long time before we get any kind of funding in place. But nonetheless, that's where the city's at. They're in the very infancy of this project. We've got a report to submit, and there's probably years left of this. And I just wanted to give you guys a quick heads up on where we were.
Well, I am relieved to hear that the city's moving ahead with this, because I was a little concerned when I saw the Doherty sewer project. It might be exclusively for Phil. So.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Lynn, any comment other than the meetings went, I would say, Lynn, you're a longtime resident of Doherty, which I am. Things went pretty smoothly.
Yes, we got quite the community support in this project. I was surprised. We had a show of hands the other night, and there was overwhelming support of doing something. Everybody realizes it needs to be done. A few years ago, it probably wouldn't have went this smoothly, but everybody's in favor of it, so it should go along pretty well. Other than getting the funding, will be the hardest part. So. Sure.
And it's definitely a struggle for these smaller communities. The economies of scales aren't there. When we work with larger communities like Missouri, Swaledale, there's a lot more people to defray the costs out. And I don't know what the typical user rate in Missouri is, but the last project we're doing right now in the city of Fenton in Kossuth County is 390 people, and their average user rate is going to be about $40. And the smaller the community, the higher up that tends to inch, it's just, it's, you know, it's the cost factor.
And what are we talking about population now in Doherty?
It's 52.
52.
That was the last census,
So
52.
it's 60, 52.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it makes it more difficult when you try to spread the cost and.
It does, and these
and lower
guys
the
are
overall-
Caldwell, Hansel, Geneva. In this, just in this little pocket, we've got all those communities that are about the same population
Right.
as Doherty is, and you know, it's a tough position to be in.
Right.
But anyway, again, it was just to kind of let you guys know that there's something going on down there. As things progress, they may be here with more official type request for you guys to consider.
Good. Well, thank you for the heads up. I was aware of it. We thought we'd communicate this formally.
Yep.
So in the Globe Gazette's article was just timing's everything. That was perfect for our community, and the communities said mention about this.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Okay.
coming, Mayor.
Okay.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
Thanks for
Thank
your guys'
you.
time. We appreciate that.
Okay.
Very much.
Any other questions or concerns for the meeting this morning?
I have none.
Okay, none neither. With that, I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you.